I went to chat to this girl in the gym once, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm in the gym, I see this girl, attractive looking girl. I went to say hello, like, are you single? Like, what's good? I'm Alex, what's your name? You know? And the girl started raising her voice, like the rejection had to be loud. I'm whispering to you, I don't want to be embarrassed. We're surrounded by people. Why can't you just whisper back to me, like, be polite? Like, why'd you have to, do you know what I mean?
Sorry.
I hate that, man.
Did she record it by any chance?
No.
I hope not.
I hope not. But seriously, why
a shame.
Why can't all girls just be polite when they're rejecting? Like, you know what I mean? The rejecting is cool. Like, I love it. I don't mind it, but be polite. Like, don't hot man up. Like,
yeah.
It's a difficult kind of place to chime in there because I'm a girl's girl, but I'm a human's human. I'm a people's people. I love women and I love men. I love people. I want us all to be our best selves. I feel like women experience men in ways that discredit other men. However, technically it doesn't, because every individual should be judged on an individual basis. And I feel like also there's like some movements that empower women, and rightly so. But sometimes I feel like some things can validate someone to a point where they forget manners. They forget that they're a human first, and that they don't understand that if someone doesn't meet you with a certain energy, you're not really entitled to give them, you know, if someone's not being aggressive to you, you don't need to be aggressive to them. You 5 men might have tried to speak to you that day, but if this particular one was polite, try being polite. And he may listen to that, and then you can get on with your day instead of like projecting your feelings and your thoughts from other experiences. So,
I do hear that though, about it being jarring. As an attractive girl,
it's jarring.
Maybe this is the maybe you were polite the 9 times, and then the 10th time it's like, okay, like, you know,
I've done it myself.
Yeah.
I remember I shouted at a man and I was just like, but he was constant. And I was like, look, and I try not to be mean. I was like, look, just leave me alone. You're old enough to be my dad. Like, what have you been doing? And he looked like he melted. And I went to sit, we was on the train, and I went to my seat and I sat there and I went, oh, fuck's sake, it's
He was dying on that train.
I went
on
back to
a train
him.
where you can't escape. Oh my God.
But it was his fault.
You have to eat it in front of everyone and just have it there. Just be there with it. Like.
No, he wanted to have it for dinner and lunch and breakfast because we were on the platform.
Yeah.
He was consistent. The train came, you know, he like 6 comments in and six times me saying, ah. But I did go back to him and I said, look, I'm sorry for shouting at you, but I'm very frustrated. I felt like you didn't listen to me and I didn't know what to say. And he said, no, don't worry. But I didn't want him to go home and feel rubbish. But I definitely know how jarring it can be. But you didn't deserve that in the gym.
The handsome guy that you're dating now, who's tall and you were polite to.
Gorgeous and dark, sorry. Yeah.
Is he wealthy?
He's a rich man, yeah.
I'm asking because as we know that as well as height is a thing, money is also a thing, no?
100%.
Okay. I'm just curious as to why you're open to admitting that, saying it like it is, but most girls kind of deny that fact. And it is a fact at this point.
I feel like we live in, all right, there's a lot there. He's a rich man. He's full of value. He's one of the most valuable, most disciplined, most beautiful souls I know. What I value in a man is for him to be able to protect. Like throw arms if you need to throw arms. I don't care. I feel like every man should know how to fight. I don't care. Or at least have the courage to try. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think he has to be able to throw arms, and I think if he tries and gets knocked out, it's...
No, you gotta...
Someone has to get knocked out.
Someone has to, and if you try and you get knocked out, you tried. You got to try and protect your family. There's always someone who's kind of bigger and stronger. Yeah. But I think it's a respect thing. It's a man thing as well. If you don't try, then...
I don't know. Okay. Mike Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas, but he's still, you know, we still rate him. Nothing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like someone has to get knocked out.
Yeah, it's like... But yeah, so those things are important to me. Like that protector quality, a man's mind, if I'm going to co-produce children or any parts of life with you, I think your mind has to be really important. You need to read. You need to value love.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And your family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, particularly members who reciprocate love back to you. You know, obviously sometimes family gets political. So for those reasons, he's one of the richest and wealthiest men I know.
Okay, check this out. So let's say he's God-fearing, the mind is right, you know, everything you said.
Yeah.
However,
The bank.
he works in Tesco.
I've been out with a man who works in Tesco.
Yeah, so
and I left him.
Yeah, so
Not because he worked in Tesco though.
Are you sure? Because sometimes we think it's not for that reason. It's
the back of our minds are like,
it's for reason B.
Flipping uniform.
Yeah, we think it's reason B, but actually reason B is connected to reason A. And actually it was reason A all along when you link it back.
I think, yeah, working in Tesco's and not having no money in the bank is a cycle of maybe your willingness to learn, maybe your willingness to progress, maybe your willingness to start your own venture.
Yeah.
There are certain jobs that it's not about taking the mick. I don't mean to swear, but
we're allowed to swear, yeah?
I can swear, YouTube. Thanks. So it's not about taking the mick, but it's like if you need to work that job to pay certain bills, work that job.
Yeah.
But when you come home, what are you dealing with? What are you thinking about? Where are we going next? Because there are certain, if you don't get certain qualifications in school, or the qualifications or degree that you get, you don't lean into it enough to become an expert and make money out of it, then you have to do something else. You're not stagnant. You're not, your brain works, everything works. So what are we doing? And if you're like, oh, I'm tired because I've been working all day and and we seem like we're stuck here, I'm not doing it with you, sorry. Because I'm humble enough and, real enough to accept what the real is.
Yeah.
But if I have dreams and aspirations and you love me and you want to join with me, you need to be working on yours too.
Yeah.
So I'm not the type of woman, I wouldn't date anyone who works in Tesco's now unless it's a second job no, let me not say that. I will meet the person and determine from the person. But yeah, as I've got older, a man having savings and having financial literacy, even if you have no money, if I gave you £10,000, would you know what to do, where to invest, what you're doing with it? Do you know what to do with money? Do you have sense about money? I think it's really important. My partner taught me a lot about financial literacy and how to save, where to save, what different saving accounts there are, how to invest, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
And I've been with men and they're like, oh, I don't have any money. And they have nothing. And I've been with men and they say, I don't have any money, but all their savings are intact, their investments are intact. But right now, they don't have money now. But, you know what I mean? And they're not going to go into certain things because that's a plan they've got.
Yeah.
Do you know, am I making sense?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I do have some girlfriends who she'll be like, you talk to her in a club and she'll be like, I'm expensive. And she'll tell you straight. And I'm not even mad at her. I'm quite humble. I'll be like, oh, be nice.
Keish, I think you're expensive too, but you're dressing it up in a more realistic and nuanced way. But I think you and your friend are saying the same thing, but she's being direct and you're being like nicer and more nuanced and kind of being more... You remember mentalization from Ambit? You're kind of doing that. You're thinking about you and you're thinking about him. Like, that's what I think. What do you think about that?
I think you have a point because me and her connect completely on our standards, on our futures, what we will accept, what we won't accept. But I think we have different ways. We have different ideologies. Like, for example, she doesn't believe in God. I do believe in God. Yeah. Not that... But we just got different ways of doing things.
Yeah.
I'm quite a nurturing person. I love in a different way. And the way she does things is personal to her. But when you look at her childhood, my childhood, there's different factors, but you're right. We both essentially we won't have children outside of marriage.
Yeah.
We will only get married to a man who probably doesn't have kids unless they're a millionaire and they can afford everything they
Yeah.
need for what they have already and what we need.
Yeah.
And we want to be with a man who we can bring home to our families, who we can have pride in, who we feel safe in. And if they're not rich now, they will be rich because the quality and value that they retain within themselves
Yeah.
will enable them to build that in finance as well.
I think the approach